Welcome to Physics Unwrapped YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to start with the new unit called EMT, that is Electromagnetic Theory. In that, I'm going to teach you people, that is the first topic, mathematics involved in EMT. Yeah, let us start with the first topic called gradient of a scalar function. What is this gradient? How you define, how to solve these kind of problems I am going to tell you today. If phi to be any scalar function, that is phi depending on x, y and z, then how you define the gradient or grad of phi? We call this term to be a grad, that is delta to be called as a grad, or you can call it as a gradient. It is defined as dou divided by dou x into I cap plus dou divided by dou y into j cap plus dou divided by dou z into k cap. This is the way to define the gradient or grad or del, you can call. Okay. Now, how you define this gradient of phi? So, gradient of phi is defined as dou divided by dou x into phi x into I cap plus dou divided by dou y into phi y into j cap plus dou divided by dou z into phi z into k cap. From the definition, we have gradient of phi to be equal to dou divided by dou x, that is a partial derivative of scalar with respect to x into the unit vector, we call it as I cap, in the direction of x, plus dou divided by dou y into phi y into j cap plus dou divided by dou z into phi z into k cap, where phi is any scalar. It can be any scalar. The scalar, it is depending on x, y and z. I hope everyone is clear. It will be more clear if we solve one problem. So they have given the scalar to be equal to f of x comma y comma z. It is depending on x, y, z, that is equal to x square plus y cube plus z to the power of 4. So we need to find this gradient of this function, that is a scalar function, to be equal to f. Now from the formula, instead of phi x, here we have a fx which is equal to x square, and fy which is equal to y cube, and fz which is equal to z to the power of 4. All the remaining terms will be constant with respect to x, only we differentiate x only. Y and z remains the constant. Likewise, with respect to y, if you are differentiating, means x and z remains constant. If with respect to z you are differentiating, means that is partially x and y remains constant. So we got f of x value, f of y and f of z, which is equal to z to the power of 4. Now applying the formula, so dou divided by dou x of x square into I cap plus dou divided by dou y of y cube into j cap plus dou divided by dou z of z to the power of 4 into k cap. On solving, I got, means I want to do the partial derivative of x square. If I do partial derivative of x square, I get 2 times of x into I cap. So partial derivative of y cube with respect to y is 3 times of y square into j cap plus partial derivative of z to the power of 4 with respect to k cap is 4 times of z to the power of 3 k cap. So this is the solution for gradient of a phi function or a f function to be given to equal to x square plus y cube plus z to the power of 4. This is the solution. Yes. Let us move on to the next topic called divergence. How you define this divergence? Divergence is nothing but, if we consider any vector, the vector is in the form of vx I cap plus vy j cap plus vz k cap, which is equal to v vector. Then how you define this divergence of v vector? We got gradient or a del is defined as dou divided by dou x into I cap, right? Plus dou divided by dou y into j cap plus dou divided by dou z into k cap. This is the way to define the gradient or the del. Now dot product of v vector is nothing but vx into I cap plus vy into j cap plus vz into k cap. Now dot product of I cap will be 1, whereas dot product of I cap dot j cap will be 0, right? Now according to this, I can write it as dou divided by dou x vx plus dou divided by dou y into vy plus dou divided by dou z into v of z, right? So this is the way to define gradient, that is divergence of v vector. So divergence of v vector is given by dou divided by dou x of vx plus dou divided by dou y of vy plus dou divided by dou z of vz. Now let us solve one problem related to this divergence. They have given in the question, calculate divergence of the following vector: a vector which is equal to k times of 3x square y I cap plus 2y x j cap plus 4xy z square k cap at the point. Means they have given the value of x, y, z also. Here this is x and this is y and this is z. After completing, we need to apply the values. Now how you define this divergence of a vector? Divergence of a vector is nothing but dou divided by dou x of ax plus dou divided by dou y of ay plus dou divided by dou z of az. Here I can take k to be common everywhere. For a while I'll leave this k. In the final answer I will add. So ax value is here. I can tell ax is 3 times of x square y from the given question. Ay which is equal to 2 times of yx and az which is equal to 4 times of x y into z square. Right, now substitute the values. So we get dou divided by dou x into ax is 3 times of x square y plus ay is 2 times of yx plus az is 4 times of x y z square. Now if I do the partial differentiation with respect to x, means only x is a variable, remaining terms are constant. Here y is also constant. If it was z, z was also constant. Okay. Now 3 into differentiation of x square y remains like that only. X square is 2 times of x. Now differentiation of y with respect to y is 1, 2 times of x plus differentiation of z is z square, so it will be 4xy into 2 times of z. On solving this I got 6 times of yx plus 2x plus 4 to the 8 times of x y z. Now substitute the value for x y z. It is easy because they have given 1 1 1. So 6 times of 1 plus 2 times of 1 plus 8 times of 1, so it will be 16. So 16 is your answer. You can remember that is dot product of a vector which is equal to, that is a divergence of a vector, you get a scalar function. Okay, now let us move on to the next topic called curl. How you define a curl? Curl of an any vector, again we have considering a vector v vector which is equal to v of vx into I cap plus vy into j cap plus vz into k cap is given by. How you define this curl? We define curl to be equal to determinant of I cap, j cap, k cap, dou divided by dou x. Here it will be dou divided by dou y. Here it will be dou divided by dou z. Now it is x, so dou divided by, below that you will get vx, here you will get vy Here you will get Vz, right? Yes, this is the way to define the curl of a vector. Curl of a vector, it is defined in terms of a determinant form, right? It is I cap, j cap, k cap, dou divided by dou x, dou divided by dou y, dou divided by dou z below the k cap, and below I cap we have a vx, vy, and vz. This is the way to define. Now let us solve one problem. Here I'm going to write again dou divided by dou x, dou divided by dou y. Yeah, let us solve one problem. We have a problem here. Calculate the curl of v vector x square into x cap plus 3xz square y cap minus 2xz k cap. Right. Now, uh, I'm going to again write the formula, that is curl of v vector, which is equal to I cap, j cap, and k cap. Below that we have a dou divided by dou x. Here we have dou divided by dou y. Here we have dou divided by dou z. And instead of v of x, I can write it here as x square. Instead of v of y, I can write it as 3 times of x z square. Instead of v of z, I have minus 2 times of x into z. You need to include minus sign also. Okay. Now, how to solve this determinant? Determinant can be solved like this. I'm going to write for this first row plus minus plus. Now, I should remove, I need to keep here I cap, and I should remove this first row and first column, and the remaining terms again I need to write in terms of determinant form, that is 2 cross 2. That is determinant of dou divided by dou y into dou divided by dou z. Below that 3 times of x z square minus 2 times of x z. The same thing we are doing for j cap. Instead of plus, here it should be minus j cap. Remove the first row and the second column. Remaining terms you write in terms of a determinant form, dou divided by dou x, dou divided by dou z. Here it will be x square. Here it will be minus 2 times of x z, right? Next, coming to k cap, again the same thing. If I do, I'll get dou divided by dou x, dou divided by dou y, x square in 3 times of x into z square. Now, how to solve this? It is very easy. Keep the I cap, that is unit vector, along the x direction same. How to solve this determinant? Just cross multiply the terms like this. Between this you need to subtract the terms. You need to first cross multiply this term, next cross multiply this term. After that you need to subtract. So if I do one set, it will be clear to you. So dou divided by dou y with respect to minus 2 xz, there is no y term, it will be 0. Here we have a z term minus of with respect to z means it will be 3 times of x into 2z, right? It is, I hope it is clear. Minus j cap with respect to x, it will be minus 2z, minus of with respect to z, there is no z term, 0. Now plus k cap. K cap is with respect to x, it will be 3 times of z square, minus with respect to y, it is 0. So we are getting the solution to be 3 2s are 6, 6xz I cap minus of minus plus 2 times of z into j cap plus 3 times of z square into k cap. This is the solution. So one more thing you need to observe here, a curl of any vector gives you a vector again, whereas a divergence of any vector gives you a scalar. Okay, thank you for watching. For more videos you can visit my channel, that is Physics Unwrapped.